All right, so we're back at the firewood pile. We're going to run square chain today. And I got some pictures. So I told you a while back about how I found a gentleman up at Saltfest and he showed me what I was doing wrong. His name is Jody, by the way. I figured that out. So Jody is the one who showed me. But I got some pictures of it. I'm going to show it to you. So basically, I learned a few things. And one of the things I learned is how you want to get that corner cut from the inside corner to the outside corner. That is important. And then the vertical line, like on the side plate, that is important. Those two things, when you get those two things right, and it's kind of, everything just kind of falls in place. You know what I mean? So what you're seeing here in these pictures is, you know, how I have this chain sharpened. It could be better. It's getting closer, you know. As I do this and I get more practice, I get closer. But you know, you're going to get to see how this chain performs. And I will. So, you know, let's see how this goes. Let me kind of show you what we got going on here. Now, this is all the wood we got left. We got a couple of rounds there that we're going to have to quarter up. Those couple of little short logs. I got a hollow cherry here. This little piece of ash there, and a couple of things there. But this is it. My plan today is to just get this finished up, and this will be it. This will be the rest of the firewood that I need to get done for this year. Well, here, let me show you how much wood we've done. So as you can see my stack there, the stack's about 5.5 feet high and 2 rows deep. Last winter, we were coming up this side of it. We ended somewhere around here is all the further we got up this wall here. In fact, I think you can kind of see the difference in color between the stuff from last year and this year. But that's what was left from last year. And then this year we did all the rest of the way down there, plus this mountain that you see. Just to give you kind of an idea, this trailer right here holds a half a cord. So, I mean, if you want to kind of eyeball it and figure out how many cord here, I mean, we're probably looking at, I mean, by the time we're done with that, we're probably gonna be looking at 3 cord here in this mountain, if not more. Because that mountain there is every bit as deep as it is wide. I keep pushing it back in there with the tractor. And then how many cord do we have on that wall? You know what I mean? So I think we're good for this year. And then once I get all this cleaned up, we're actually going to be moving our firewood work to a different location. So yeah, that's where we are. And I think I mentioned to you guys before that we were getting another building. This is it. It's been here for a little while. It's just a shed. The neighbor gave it to me. I got to fix the door. See how she don't line up? She's just sagging. And I think if I put a cable, you know, from corner to corner and pull it up, it'll work. This is it, and you can see the kids have been in here. Looks like they brought their candy down here from Halloween. They made a mess, but you know, we're gonna be turning this into basically just a storage, really. We're gonna be moving a lot of my woodworking stuff into here, table saw, all that stuff. And then whenever I get power down to here, I'll be able to just move the tools right out here. That way all the sawdust and everything just stays out here in the yard, you know? Because I got a planer, joiner, table saw, and a bunch of other stuff. So all the woodworking stuff is going to be working out of this building. But I'm basically going to line it up here because we're going to be getting in supplies for the house. So drywall, insulation, a lot of plumbing stuff, siding. I don't know if the building's long enough for siding, but yeah, I mean, we're going to be stockpiling a lot of supplies in here for the housework, just to keep it in and out of the weather, you know. And what I'll do is I'll buy a little bit at a time, and whenever I have enough for that particular project, we will start it. But yep, that's it. That's the simple little shed we got. We'll get some power to it one of these days. Probably just run it overhead from pole. Probably go from the house to the pole to the building. So, you know, but there she is. So what do you say we get our ported Neotech fired up here? Square hand filed chain, and let's see how she does. Alrighty. I forgot to mention, this is the first time we got it switched to HP2, makes it 32-1. This is going to be the first tank of HP2 that we've ran. We're just going to run it for a little while and see what we think, really. Been running Red Armor and figured we'd try some HP2. But the HP2 is mixed 32-1. Their bottles come right on it saying that, they're good for 32-1. So that's what we're going to try. I mean, why not run a little 32-1? See if she takes it. See how she likes it. I must have got into a rock on that hollow log because I definitely lost some. So I could change the chain out, but I won't. I'll go ahead, get it resharpened, and bring it down so we can continue. But, we might see an hour or so of time pass before we get back onto it. I can tell you the saw feels torqueier today. Feels like it has more torque, so I'm definitely happy there. All right, we're back. This wood's so dirty. I don't expect this chain to last. I'll tell you what, we'll start on the big one. I'm just trying to give you guys a good idea how this chain is. And I can tell you, it's like the chain is pulling harder than the C83, but for today, at least, it's running with more torque. So it's almost like it's compensating for it, you know what I mean? I wonder if that's the HP2. And being that I have it mixed at 32-1, just helping to compensate for all that bleed through past the ring, you know what I mean? I wonder if that's the reason. Because if this is a clue to how this saw is going to end up running in the end, after the ring seated, that thing's going to end up turning into an animal, you know what I mean? But let's see how this works out. Hopefully we can keep the chain sharp through most of this. There's a fence buried in over there, so I got to be careful. Saw is definitely running richer. Well, there she is. Had some sparks flying off of that guy over there. So, of course, the chain's not as sharp as it was, but at least now you got kind of an example, right? The tune is a lot more stable today than it was last time. So either we're breaking in better or that 32-to-1 is helping to compensate, you know. I'm leaning more towards the break-in is just, or the seating the ring, it's just getting better. You know what I mean? So hopefully things turn out, because she seems to be getting fatter and fatter on me. I had to lean it out a little bit. I still can't get the idle to go any lower than what it is. It's like it starts starving if I turn it down a little bit. So we'll see how she goes. She might clean up a little bit better, but you know, having to run the idle a little high ain't a big deal really. The chain ain't spinning out of control or nothing, so you know what I mean. So it's time now. I gotta get her all split up. That's it. That's all the wood we just cut up, plus this little bit of ash here. So yeah, this is actually a tree that fell this ash. So we're going to take it and probably use it for test wood. These are just some pieces I picked up to get off the road. But there's an ash tree back the road here. We're going to grab and use it for test wood. There we go. Now, time for the splitter. All my firewood work is done for this year. So I think once I get this cleaned up, I'm going to start thinking about ordering in another triaxle load of logs. Instead of waiting and doing it all at once, you know, I can chisel out a little bit at a time. Well, there we go. I am quite pleased with that saw. It just runs better and better every time I fire it up now. We're easily 6 or 8 tanks into it, and it's just now starting to show signs that the ring might be starting to seat. So it's a little bit more, probably twice as much as what you would normally see. So it's just going to take a little while. Probably here in the next couple of tanks, we'll start seeing a difference out of this saw. So, alrighty, hey, we'll catch you in the next one. Later.